Last year, if you don't remember, we had the Terra Leak. The Terra Leak was an insanely huge leak of pretty much all things Pokemon, like the entire history of Pokemon, pretty much. And with that Terra Leak, we got some Legend ZA stuff, a little bit of Generation 10 stuff, and apparently, guys, there's going to be another major Terra Leak coming soon, which I think would be insane because I thought we already had a ton of information in that original Terra Leak, although the original Terra Leak didn't reveal everything. Like, the leakers that had the information within the whole, Terra Leak. I've said Terra Leak way too many times in this video. I'm sorry, guys. But, there's a lot of stuff that they didn't reveal, mainly because, they just didn't want to, or maybe some things are just saving for the future. But, okay, there is a leak that just surfaced on the internet, and a lot of people are talking about it. And at first I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, this is kind of fishy. So I just want to say this now. I am not claiming that this is 100% real, although it has enough traction online to where I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting enough to talk about. Let's talk about it and see what it entails. So this is from 4chan, which I will be the first to say, I think 4chan is a sketchy website. There are definitely a lot of random things that get posted on 4chan that may or not be real. But there also are a ton of real things and leaks that came out to be legit that have been originated on 4chan. So it's worth mentioning here, but I don't always report on 4chan stuff because, like I said, sometimes it's a little, little out of the box. This guy claims there's another major Terra Leak coming in the next week, by the way. Gaia build with commits from as late as Feb are in there. February for Feb, if you didn't know. Not posting screen grabs or art, but this is your Gen 10 decks. Don't have to believe me. It is what it is. For fun, I'll drop 10 of their names, so pick which ones you want to know the names of. Won't give any other details except region name, I guess. All depends on what gets picked. Okay, so there's a little image here on the side, right here, which apparently is the Pokédex. So I'm going to go over that too shortly, so don't worry. Also, somebody posted a thing that says, here's the black and white remake, and it's like an actual picture of like a black and white character. I don't think this is legit. I think that this is just something completely random, and I'm pretty sure this is not the same person that posted this. At least I don't think it is, but this I think is just completely unrelated, just someone trolling or something like that, because the black and white remakes I think are years and years away. I don't think we're getting the black and white remakes anytime soon, so I don't think that this thing is legit. I just wanted to point that out because I know somebody would comment about it. Okay, so Gaia is Generation 10. That's the code name for Pokemon Generation 10, which I think is pretty cool, and it actually kind of goes hand in hand with what the region is going to be. So what we already know about Generation 10 is that it's actually going to be based in Greece, the Cyclades, which is like an archipelago. So it's going to be another water-based region, which I think is going to be really cool. I've actually always wanted a region based on Greece. I think Greece and all the Greek mythology is just so interesting and so cool and perfect for a Pokemon game. And I'm going to say this too. This is talking about Generation 10, not Legend ZA. I've made a couple videos about the Generation 10 leaks in the past, and some people think I'm talking about ZA, but no, I'm actually talking about Pokemon Generation 10 specifically. And also, guys, I have a really big announcement to tell you guys. So I'm doing a giveaway with Nintendo, the other PokeTuber, for two $25 Nintendo eShop gift cards. So to enter to win, go to our Discord server, which is in the link down below. Subscribe to both of our channels, Nintendo and my channel, Fundora's. And within our Discord server, there's a little chat where you can send a screenshot, of subscribing to us. That way we can enter you into the giveaway, and that we know that we have a good, easy way to contact you. Because if you're going to win, you have to have a good way for us to contact you. So that's why it's in the Discord server. The giveaway is going to end when I reach 30K and when Nintendo reaches 20K subscribers. And now, Generation 10 is probably going to be coming out next year in 2026, which is also going to be the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. I know I've mentioned this a lot, but it's pretty big information in it. It's a pretty big year for Pokemon, so it definitely makes sense, especially since Scarlet and Violet, which are Generation 9, would have been released 4 years prior to the, release date of Generation 10 if it comes out in 2026, because Scarlet and Violet came out in 2022, which, guys, that's insane. Let me know, what was your first Pokemon generation, guys? I think mine was Gen 3, although it could have been Gen 4, but I swear I had Pokemon Emerald as a kid, but I can't confirm that because I don't have my copy of Emerald anymore. Wish I did, because that game is worth almost $300. I think it's like 250 bucks. Anyways, I think my first gen was Gen 3, and then if not, it's definitely Gen 4, which I know a lot of people are gonna, think I'm too young, but hey, I know there are people out there that started off with like Gen 9, Gen 8, so yeah, let me know what generation you started off with as far as Pokemon goes, because it's really interesting to hear. Okay, so this guy also says that he's not going to post any screen grabs or art, but he did give us the Generation 10 Pokédex, apparently. He said, you don't have to believe me, it is what it is. So also, another reason why I'm kind of like talking about this is because this is interesting, because once again, this is not one of those leaks where he's making a ton of insanely bold and wild out of the box claims. This guy is literally just saying that there's some new information coming soon, which this is interesting because we're getting that Pokemon Presents very, very soon, guys. The Pokemon Presents is right around the corner. And then we're also apparently getting a Nintendo Direct still this month, later in the month, like maybe after the Pokemon Presents, which Pokemon Presents is all about Pokemon. Nintendo Direct is like all things Nintendo, basically. So, and he's saying you don't have to believe me, which is like, okay, that kind of, you know, kind of makes me want to believe you in a way. And then he said he's going to drop 10 of their names, and then we're going to have to let him know, I guess. And maybe the region name, which I want to know what the region is called. I don't believe we've had the official region name leaked yet, which is super interesting. Always love seeing the new region names. And it's going to be cool to see, like, let's say roughly a year and a half from this moment going forward. We're going to be able to come back to this video and be like, okay, this was either real or legit, or it was fake, or some was real, some was fake. Anyways, let's go over this picture now. So this is a pretty big picture. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. I think it's like 71 Pokemon on here or something like that, which may not seem like a lot, I know. Which I think the Kalos region has 72 Pokemon like native to Kalos, so I guess this could be another smaller Pokedex. Okay, so here we go. I think these are ferrets, right? A grass ferret, so first, second, third stage evolution, which I'm pretty sure these are going to be the starter Pokemon right here. And I think this is not the first time we've seen this. If I'm remembering correctly, there was a Generation 10 leak that I went over maybe like 2 months ago or something like that, that I believe had roughly the same kind of starter Pokemon in that leak. So, and then of course an octopus, which awesome. I think this would be super awesome to have an octopus starter Pokemon. And then of course a goat, which makes sense because it's Greece. And then this might be the regional bird, is going to be a normal flying type duck egg. And then the second stage evolution is maybe going to be like 2 Pokemon, like, you know, Tandem Mouse, how it's like a couple little Pokemon, but it's like 1 Pokemon. And we got a new like rodent Pokemon, of course. It's gonna be like a flying mouse. Okay, that one seems pretty cool. Psychic ghost type dice Pokemon. Ground type, okay. Fire ghost type. Okay, I don't know if this means we're gonna get a new regional variant of Houndoom and stuff like that. I don't know if this is just referring to like a different type of Pokemon that's gonna be pretty much like this, but not Houndoom. Okay, and then we have a Griffin. That's gonna be awesome. That makes sense too. I'm excited to see that. Dude, that third stage evolution is gonna be wild. I wonder if that's gonna be like a pseudo legendary. I feel like that would be a good enough Pokemon to be a pseudo legendary. Okay, if this is gonna be a real Pokemon right here, this will be a fan favorite. So I don't know if this is a 2-stage evolution or if this is the third. No, wait, never mind. That's definitely not the third stage. Didn't see that was a normal type. Okay, so we got like a Dwebble strawberry and like a strawberry, like, what is that? Cheesecake or something like that. We have a Euro snake Pokemon. People love the food Pokemon, and I gotta admit, I used to hate the food Pokemon. I kind of like them now. They've been warming up on me over the last couple of years. Okay, now we got Phalanx or Phalanx. I know a lot of people say it differently. I just say Phalanx. This one's interesting because apparently Phalanx is going to be getting a Mega Evolution in Legend ZA, but this is Generation 10. And like I said for like the Houndoom, I don't know if this actually means this is going to be like a regional Phalanx or if this is going to be a different Pokemon and they're just using Phalanx as kind of like a reference point. And then a new fighting type. Ooh, we got that sumo wrestler. Okay. This is low-key creepy, but maybe like one of those Pokemon where it's just like one stage and then it's just like 2 different typings or something like that. And we have a star Pokemon and then a evolution dependent on an island. That's a cool idea. So depending on whatever island you are on, this star Pokemon is going to evolve into a different evolution, kind of like an evolution kind of thing, I guess, in a way, which I guess that also means like different types and stuff like that, like water, you know, grass, whatever. That seems really awesome. I hope this is real, and I also hope we do be getting a new evolution. If we don't get a new evolution for Generation 10, I think we're done for, guys. I don't think we'll ever have a new evolution. I mean, well, I shouldn't say never, but at least not anytime soon. But yeah, this one seems cool. One of my favorites so far. Some new fish Pokemon, which one for North, one for South. I like that. So like a different look or style, you know, different typings. Okay, and we got another like piece of pottery Pokemon. That's a cool one, I guess. We got a dark and then a dark fighting type and then normal to normal steel. Ooh, an ant Pokemon, which we already have an ant Pokemon, but I guess a new ant Pokemon. And I guess what would this be? Like a whole squad of ants for this, you know, next evolution of it. Ooh, a rainbow. Dang, that's a sick looking Pokemon. Okay, I could get down with that. Got a fire type right here, which I guess is just a single stage evolution. A water ghost companion. That's interesting. Okay, so maybe what he means by companion is that this is going to be like the water Pokemon that we ride on the water with. interesting. Flying right there. A cool, like, Pegasus Pokemon, I guess that would be. And we got all the new heroes, which I don't know exactly what hero means. Does that mean maybe the new legendaries or something like that? But that would be a lot of legendary Pokemon, but which I guess that could be real. I mean, that would be a lot of legendary Pokemon, but I don't know. I guess for now, we're just gonna take a back step, I guess, and just kind of wait until we find out more of this. So we have electric, water, flying, fire, fairy, grass. So it's based off of Greek mythology, which, perfect. I love that. And we have a grass Pokemon of a grape. Okay, fantastic. Dark type, got an ice type. Okay, that one's going to be awesome. Ice and ghost, electric ground, another pig Pokemon. But people will be loving the pig Pokemon, and I feel like Game Freak, they are starting to really give us some more pig Pokemon. Ghost dragon. Ooh, like a skeleton dragon. That's super cool. Rock, poison, scorpion. And then flying and blank, box legend 1, and then water and blank, box legend 2, fairy, dark, and psychic type. Okay, so what's crazy about this is like a flying, like storm Pokemon. So it's gonna be the wind, and I guess it's be the wave Pokemon right here, because obviously the biggest fan name is Wind and Wave. The game is not actually going to be called Pokemon Wind and Wave. That's just like a fan given name to Generation 10 right now, because we don't know like the region name, the game name, the name of the games. But this is cool because this is going to be some sort of really awesome Pokemon. To me, it gives me vibes of like Thundurus, Landorus, and stuff like that. Like, I've always loved those Pokemon, so I cannot wait to see what the new box legendaries look like, and I hope that they are insane. I hope that it's one of the craziest legendaries that we've ever seen, because I want to see some brand new, insane, epic looking legendary Pokemon. And now, I don't know if there's any mythicals on here. I mean, they could do what they did with Scarlet and Violet and drop a mythical in the DLC, I guess. But let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys want to select a handful of Pokemon that I talked about on this list, like on this, leaked list, let me know in the comments which ones you would want to see the most. Personally, I gotta go with that Star Split Evolution Pokemon. Obviously, the legendaries, I think maybe this Ghost and Dragon type, and maybe the Griffin Pokemon. I think that would be pretty cool too. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Make sure to join the giveaway too. The link to the Discord is in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are a real one watching this far, in the video, comment down below Waffle. Just let me know you're watching this far in the video, and let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think this is a legit leak? Like I said, I'm going to say this again. I'm not claiming this is 100% real. I just think it's interesting enough to talk about because it's gaining a lot of traction online, and it's like, bro, what if this is legit? Because, I don't know, it's not too far-fetched, I feel like. But obviously, Generation 10 is still a long time away, so we're not going to really see anything official from Generation 10 and from Game Freak and Pokemon until probably February. The Pokemon Presents in February of 2026. Which, is a couple of months away, but honestly, it's not even that long of a wait. Like, that's really less than a year. So, it's going to be here any day now, guys. But anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys all have a safe and great rest of your week. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel to help me reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.